Okay, so we are live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. So apologies, guys, this is my fault. Technology and me sending the wrong link to my guest today has not helped the start of the process, but we are here, so hopefully you can start to enjoy it. So my guest today, Eleos. I don't introduce my guests. I basically ask you to introduce yourself because I think I would do a very bad job of it. Um, Looking through your bio, there is so many high points. I don't know if you want to reference them all or any of them, or
Has not helped the start of the process, but we are here.
so do you want to
Hello?
introduce yourself?
Yeah, can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, there was a bit of an echo in the background there, but I don't know if that was my
Okay,
side or...
yes. Hello everyone. My name is Eleos Theofilus from Indonesia, and I'm a podcaster. I have published podcasts for 7 seasons and for 150 episodes. I also wrote ebook. I have 14 ebooks, and I have been a keynote speaker, workshop speaker, panelist, and also humorous speaker for around 30 countries and help like around 300 people to become a comedian and also 100 people to become podcasters. And during the keynote speaker, I have been speaking in 9 countries and got the National Book of Record of Malaysia for 102 hours nonstop training. And also, I got featured in Toastmasters magazine twice last year and this year. I think that's all from my introduction. Back to you, Colin.
Fantastic. So there's so many places to jump off, but obviously, just going through your background, obviously, communication is the center of everything that you do. Talking, sharing ideas, podcasts, etc. Have you always been that way? Is that something you wanted to get into, or is just now technology's allowed us to do it? Yeah, how did you kind of follow that path?
Okay. First of all, I would like to say that I was a very shy person. I even
Oh,
didn't know either I could talk to the girl that I love, and even to my family, I feel nervous sometimes. I didn't know either I can talk with my father, mother, brother, and sister. I think I can talk better with animals because they don't talk back to me, and also to plants because yes, they don't bite. And that's how I figured about a platform which is podcast. And I tried my podcast is a monologue format. So I talk with myself and I enjoy it myself because nobody will angry to me. It is only basically me, myself, and I enjoy it recording it and do the production and also the distribution. And the journey itself is so wonderful. That's why I got into the National Book of Record of Malaysia. I got the speak, I got the speaker chance with another 54 speaker all around the world. Those are the expertise in their field, and I got to speak about podcasting for 2 hours. That's the peak duration for the speakers for that event. It is to celebrate Toastmasters International 100 years and also National Training Week. In Malaysia, there is like an event for 1 week. You will have a training for Monday to evening. So basically, the event started from Monday 9 a.m. and it is ended on Friday 3 p.m. So yes, all speakers spoken there, and the last speaker is talking about around 30 minutes. So yes, I got the best chance, and it is during the prime time when the audience is the highest number.
wow. So let's we're going to come back and talk about that because that's very impressive to be able to do. But just like you said, you were quite shy to talk in front of people, and I think this is really interesting because I think a lot of people have this misconception about people that do podcasts and do speaking, that they're maybe extrovert or that they're very confident. And it's lovely when you come across someone who actually says, "No, I couldn't speak." So, and the fact that you've pushed yourself and you've done all of these things, I mean, Toastmaster in itself is a big privilege, and it's not easy to do. And I think obviously you didn't go from one day to the next day and start speaking. You've built up over time, and I think if people are obviously listening to this, that's very inspirational because you don't start. So your first podcast, I can't imagine it was the most perfect thing. It was just you trying and you recording your voice. I mean, do you ever look back and play back your first podcast and see how you were then?
Uh, Good question. Actually, Colin, I was so nervous but when I was recording it, and I felt trembled around. But luckily, my podcast session is like audio version, so I can read my script. Nobody knows I'm reading, and even though I'm reading, I'm still nervous. I stumbled around and jumbled around, mumbled around, even though it is full scripted. So yes, it is not the best podcast episode, but it is a pilot project, so I'm proud of it. If not of those pilot episode, I think I would continue my journey as podcaster. And I met a lot of new people just because of this podcast. This podcast brings me to the horizon, to the global audience. I never knew that it touched people right around, I don't know, either 140 something countries. I never imagined I will get it if I never start to the podcast. And yes, actually, I still fear to listen it back because I feel an amateur, and I just look up on the data, on the statistic itself, that my very first episode is the one that hit the most. And wow, interesting. People love the unedited, the unfiltered, the just authentic Eleos to speak with their audience, and the response quite good. They cheer me up, they embrace me, they welcome me up to the podcast environment. Then also they introduce me to some of their friends, and yes, the rest is history. The ball keep
No.
on rolling and rolling and rolling, and now here it is. Here I am. I get to know you. That's also
Yeah.
one of my blessing from my podcast. I never knew, but the platform itself worked like a magic.
That's I think that's fantastic. It's interesting to understand that that first episode is one of the best ones. What was the topic you were talking about in that episode? Was it anything specific?
Basically, for the very first episode, I was talking about the the process of making podcast itself. So I
Okay.
just telling the people that, hi everyone, it is me, Eleos. I'm just trying my best. I'm a visual person and I'm not really auditory person. Please bear with me. My voice is not nice. And if you can stand to listen to me for 1 hour, congratulations. You just waste your time. Something like that. More of humorous and self-replicating jokes about me being myself. And I enjoy
That's
it actually.
that's amazing. What I love about that is I think I think a lot of people are very scared to start, and I understand that first hurdle to put something out there into the world. It can be quite hard for people to do. But the fact is, you show up as yourself as human, and that I found it in these conversations. So when I started these LinkedIn lives, um, I was like, well, is anyone going to pay attention? But actually, I realized that people do want that human connection. They do like, they do, they're happy for, to stumble over your words as long as you're talking genuinely about something. People kind of forgive that and they're actually interested because I've said this a few times now. We live in a world of AI, where everything can be faked. But I think people are really interested in that real world thing, where you can learn from a human and know that it's a human at the other end of whatever you're watching or consuming. And I think, yeah, it takes time and you've got to build up your confidence. I mean, you did the first episode. When was the next episode? Was that like a week later, a month later? And what made you think, did you get initial responses from the first episode onwards? Because when I started this, I don't think there was anyone watching it, but I find that there's more and more people paying attention, and it's a slow journey at the beginning for me. And then you start to interact with more people, and then people say, "Oh, I like what you're doing," and they might not have commented, but you've come across them, and then when they do, they say, "Oh, I am paying attention, I am listening." Maybe they're not even doing something, but it takes a little while. Well, it did for me to get that feedback from the audience to know that yes, they liked it and they were paying attention. Was that the same for you?
Well, Colin, I think I'm feeling lucky that I'm a very prepared person. So I have prepared a book about my podcast. It is basically based on my ebook. So for the second season and the rest is already planned. But yes, for the second episode, which is still on the first season, it is quite impromptu. It is, well, not so unprepared, not so me. And I tried to finish it like 1 week, and then I procrastinate, and then comes 1 month, and then comes 3 months, and then comes 6 months, and I don't know whether I should prolong it. Directly on the 6th month, I hit on the start button and complete my recording. And then I publish it, and yes, like what I did for the first episode, I just pretend I didn't publish any episode. So yes, I don't know how it rolls, but like magic itself from the first episode. People are tuning in. They are wondering what is Eleos doing here in podcast. He is a visual person. His voice is not nice at all. He speaks like robots. It tortures them, but somehow it enjoys more. Because what? Because people love authentic story. I told them the struggle of me, find the motivation, find the time, find the reason to publish it, to record it, to edit it, anything just to thrive. And they enjoy it. So basically, it is like you are opening up the behind the scene of the podcast itself, and people are tuning in because of that. And that's wow, people can listen to this. If I got the chance to hear a podcaster to do this, I won't bother to just listen for him for 1 hour back to back from the first episode to second episode and to the last episode, all of them in 1 hour. I won't bother to listen to him. I will just unfollow him, unshare if I have shared his podcast by mistake, or just completely ignore him. But yes, there is still a people who want to listen to our story. And that's the beauty of this platform. From me, a shy person who doesn't want to talk, even like this is like magic, Colin, to meet you, to talk with you, because I have never thought that I will do this ever in my life. I was a very shy person. I don't want to say I'm introvert because I'm an extrovert actually, naturally. I love to meet people, but not this kind of conversation. I love to meet people literally. I'm very old fashioned people who doesn't want to do this online. But on the pandemic itself pushed me to get out of my comfort zone. And here I am now. Hope you still enjoying to listen to me, to watch me, because here it goes, Eleos, the man with the art of showing up. Never give up, ever and forever show up.
That's amazing. I love it. It's I was looking at your followers on LinkedIn. So I don't know on your other platforms, etc. You have like 45,000 followers on LinkedIn alone. And that is that come from the podcast? Does that come from LinkedIn engagements? Where do you attribute your audience from? Is it, yeah, do you have any idea about the statistics behind it?
Okay, let me tell you the secret. This is from live from the kitchen itself, from the pantry. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm feeling blessed that I got into LinkedIn. I think 2013 during my university students era, and I was a very smart student that time. I got a lot of opportunities to work, to get job, and LinkedIn is the best platform for me there to network with people. And I basically connect with people from their posts. If I feel that post can make me learn something and do some action, I'll just follow him and send a connection. So my motto is I will never uh, run away for open opportunity to get a connection. So I'll keep on try to saving the connection even though he reject me or even doesn't want to follow me back, doesn't want to comment me back. I just keep someone who is keep on doing what I'm doing. I try to connect to people. I try to message him. I try to comment them. If they ignore me, no worries. Basically, I'm just like a small teardrop in the ocean. But people notice me somehow, and the journey itself is like a roller coaster. To be frankly honest, I'm stuck in this 46K followers for years. I don't know what's happening. But so yes, I'm still blessed by my followers. Thank you for following me. And I think that's the art of showing up itself. I do my daily content. I post daily, most of it about podcasting, about comedy, and I have my framework. It is him, humorous, inspirational, and motivational. So anything about it and my story, I will put it on my posting, and I do some event there, here and there, and then yes, the people are just following me and send me connection. Basically, in LinkedIn, we can get at maximum 30,000 people in connection, and the rest is follower. And in Instagram, I have around 5,000. In IG, I have IG, and then Facebook around 5,000 also. In Twitter, I think I have around 1,000 something. And yes, in Telegram, I have like only 100 something. So in total, I think I have around 50,000 followers. In TikTok also, I think I have around 7,000 something. So
Wow.
yes, I just keep on doing, spreading positive vibes, sharing what I know to connect with people. I have my own motto itself. I need to new I need to new people every single day. At least one people. That's my motto
Okay.
that I still keep on doing until now. From day one until one day.
That's very impressive. So I'm just thinking about my own journey. So I I've done a few marketing courses, and people have said just pick one platform to work on, and then focus and get good on that. But you've just talked about I think about 4 or 5 different platforms. Did you start out on any particular platform other than LinkedIn, or did you did you get to a certain level and then start trying on these other platforms? Because I think the challenge for me always was all these platforms work in a different way. The audiences may be different. The way that content is received or distributed is also different, and so it's not like if you do something on LinkedIn, it doesn't always translate well onto another platform like Instagram. And how did you do it? What was your path?
Okay, to tell you the secret here, I was active in Yahoo Messenger, I think back then, and then MIRC, and then Friendster. I really enjoy Friendster actually, and BlackBerry. I think you know BlackBerry. We
Hmm.
used to enjoy BlackBerry also. I gained a lot during the BlackBerry time. That's my what we call it, the peak era of Eleos in BlackBerry. Like people are hitting me like crazy. I feel like I'm an artist or even like a famous celebrity because a lot of famous people are following me there on BlackBerry. And wow, so wonderful to get the chance to know them. And my journey in Facebook, I really love to write. So very long sentences or even paragraphs or like a thesis. So I really love writing, and yes, a lot of journey happened there in Facebook. I got connect to people. People say that oh, Elias is crazy. He is posting every single hours. Yes, literally. I was very active. I don't know how to say it. I think hyperactive. And then on the Foursquare also, I updated every single time I move. So people are saying, "Are you having what do you call it? The lifetime of road trafficker or something like?" I keep on updating where I am. So like basically, people are saying, "Why you are keeping moving? Keep on moving here and there and there and there." I just enjoying doing the checklist to the updating there. Then move to the Instagram era. I don't really fancy but taking picture of myself or selfie or something. I create some quotes there, and the started journey. And then I got invitation here and there to speak, and then yes, that most of my mainly content there. And the Twitter, I think I also jumped there. I don't know the metrics or the formula there. I somehow still enjoy to read some news there. And then on the Telegram also, not so good for me the experience, but I also try to be access there. In TikTok, even it is short content video, and yes, I really enjoy to make content, but actually my content mostly are mirroring. So I post the same content all platform. I don't really care about to fit in because my goal is not fit in. My goal is to stand out. I will keep on doing what I'm doing. I don't care what people are saying because I'm not mainstreaming. I'm an anti-mainstream people. Yes, and that's how I goes. That's my rule.
Yeah.
When people are saying, Ilios, you are podcaster, and you know the the best time is like 20 to 30. Why you have your own formula for 1 hour? I said that there will always someone who is crazy enough to listen to me. And
No.
yes, I love you, my crazy fan, crazy follower. You are crazy. You are following me. Thank you for that. I love you. I appreciate every single of you. Because
Nice.
of you, I reached 40K something in LinkedIn. Every single one of you. If not, I will be like just another one. Or even, yes, I'm not existent. I appreciate
It's,
every single person.
that's that's I think what I take from that is also you started out, you said 2013, and I think a lot of people have this perception that you can get I know there might be exceptions that people go viral overnight or something, and everyone's trying to sell everyone the formula to beat the algorithm on all these platforms. But for me, what stands out is that you're engaging with your audience. You post, you try. You might want to stand out, but you're also doing the thing that goes against what other people are doing. And I realized that for myself, because when I started on LinkedIn, let's say about a year ago, probably taking it a bit more seriously, um, people were always telling me, okay, this is the algorithm. Now it likes things like carousels or this type of format. And I felt I was just always like behind the curve, and I was always trying. And then I was just trying to be a different person than I actually was. And then after a while, I just gave up, and I was like, look, I'm just going to post as I want. I try and show up every day. I think consistency is the thing that I think wins over everything else. It might be that you don't get any results or any people following you, but I think if you can just show up every day and engage with people, that goes a long way. But then I wasn't trying to beat any algorithm. I was just effectively showing up as myself. And these LinkedIn lives, people have said, why are you doing them for about an hour? People's attention span is a bit limited. And I agree, even for myself. But for me, conversations do take longer than 20 minutes, and to get to some of the gold, you need to have conversations. You need to go left and then right. So, I think it's great that, you're going against all of these things. And I think actually sometimes that does make you stand out, which is amazing. But I think just to dig into the humor side of things as well, I think, life seems to be very serious in many ways. If you switch on the news, it's, you know, um, doom and gloom. And I think, ever since we've spoken a couple of times now, and we'll get on to comedy, but that humor side, I think that's that light relief, that human side. I think that's really what people are really wanting. And you seem to have tapped into that very well. Did you know that, or it's just coincidence, great timing? Was there something specific that worked for you with all of that comedy and humor?
Okay, speaking about comedy, I think I need to tell you the backstory or the history of myself to
Hmm.
get to know my current girlfriend. Yeah, I mean, comedy is like my girlfriend. I'm dating my comedy. Yes, I feel most of it. I always feel, and that's what makes me into comedy. People say that, oh, Elias, you fail a lot in relationship, and I think you should be a handsome guy. I used to be a very handsome guy when I was fit. Yes, like now I have 120 kilograms. It is of course obese. My best is like around 60 kilograms. Yes, I'm twice of it. So I'm overdoses, well, not overdoses, overweight. Yes, and overdose of the fat itself. And I don't feel that I'm handsome, of course. So when I try to be handsome, I still didn't get the girlfriend that I want. Yes, I feel a lot. And people say that, Elios, you should try to be rich. Oh yes, I try to be rich, literally rich. And here you goes. People are dating me not for me, but for my money, and they treat me like, well, Elios, buy me this, buy me that, and they want to become the princess treatment. Yeah, I treat her like a princess. Yes, I give them the glass for Cinderella, and then the apple for Snow White, and then like the carpet for the Jasmine, and basically like all of those Disney princess. I give them what they want, but yes, they still, well, they date me. I think just for my money. And yes, again, I failed. I failed twice in my relationship. I almost get married, but I get rejected. Well, don't know why. Somehow, if I get to know someone, I always try to get to know their parents. So the parents are giving the green light, but the ladies itself, yes, at first it is green, and then turns yellow, and then red light. Oh, come on. Again, with in this age, again and again. Oh, come on. And yes, people give me the last advice that I should try. Eleos, you should try comedy. You have a talent. And I say to them, how come someone who is very serious like this try comedy? Are you serious? No, we are kidding. You have no talent at comedy. See, I told you. You are mocking me. But seriously, Elias, you should try comedy. Let me try. So basically, I am a leader. Reader. I read books. So I read a lot of humorous books, comedy books, a lot of theories how to make jokes, and practically I wrote my jokes by myself, and I tried to deliver it. When the first acceptance of people are say that, Elias, you are actually not funny at all. Don't try comedy. Okay. I'm a very hardworking person, so I ignore it. I keep on doing. First chance, miss. Second chance, miss. Every single chance, miss. Oh, I feel terrible. Yes, very terrible. But somehow, when I tell my failures, people are laughing. How come? How dare you? I wrote beautiful jokes and nobody laugh at me. And when I'm doing my self-deprecating, you are laughing at me? Oh, come on. And then the journey itself to find my mentor, he said so to me. Elias, you have no talent at all in comedy. I was crying that time. I said to him, how come? I have no talent. I have failed to become handsome. I have failed to become rich. And now I need to fail to become humorous person. Oh, come on. This is my last effort to get a girlfriend. I don't want to fail. But turn out, he said to me, Elias, you will be a beast. Not Beauty and the Beast, but you will be like totally wrecking up on the stage. You are a slayer. You are a killer. That's what we call it in comedy. Someone who is very funny, someone who is slaying the show and become the, the spotlight of the show itself. And the rest is history. I find comedy in my rock bottom moments. And I fail, and that's my comedy. When I get rejected, that's my comedy. Basically, everything that bad things happen to me become comedy. And that's how I feel the comedy heals me. I don't need to go to the doctor. I just need to find a comedy set or comedy show or comedy, anything that I want to see. And I feel healed mentally, physically. And that's very cheap. Yes, an apple a day keeps the doctors away. And for me, those who see this, watch this, a joke a day keep, yes, keep Eleos away from you. Because Eleos has no comedy at all. Don't follow Eleos. Don't go to Eleos' post. You will get no post about funny or anything. No at all. He is very serious person. Definitely not to go. But yes, if you feel that you want to try to become comedian yourself, you should follow me. It is not about me. It is not about my story. It is about you finding your story, finding your humor, because the spotlight now is not me. It's you. You're my audience here and Colin audience. Thank you for watching me here. So yes, Colin, that's my journey how to find comedy. because I love to turn tragedy into comedy.
Just it's a very interesting part because there's a parallel for me in that I've always loved comedy. Even as a child, I used to watch a lot of comedy shows. We call them sitcoms in the UK, and there was a number of comedians, and I always found comfort with comedy, and it was. And when you said like therapy, it was a way to actually express um, about what was going on, and you shared it, and people liked it. It's quite. I think there's quite something because not everybody wants to go to therapy. Not everybody can afford therapy, but actually to express it into you talked about learning comedy, and I think that's very interesting because I've come across a lot of people in my life that are just naturally funny. They just have a way. It's either the way with words, the way with timing, the way with facial expressions, a whole load of things. But then you also get other people that think they're very good at comedy and have none of that, and they are not funny whatsoever. And I don't think it was just me. It's just they thought they were funny and they weren't. So it's interesting that you can teach yourself comedy, like you said, you studied books, and then the fact is that you tried it and it didn't work out. Like you say, you fail, but actually by doing that process, that you learn more about comedy by doing it and actually expressing that it didn't go well, and then you found your journey. And I think that's a beautiful side. But so you start to, if people want to learn comedy, do you think it's something that anyone could learn, or are there certain attributes that you think, like now you've got exposure to different comedians, is there certain attributes you see that stand out that make someone very good at their comedy?
Okay, so I would like to say that comedy or humor is a skill. It can be learned. And one of attribute that you need to have is simple. Be alive. Just be alive. As long as you are alive, you have no reason that you cannot do comedy. And you cannot do comedy if you are dying or you are died. Period.
Okay, nice.
Mic drop.
And
And that's how. Be alive. Just be alive.
but the idea of, so most people's idea of being on stage and telling jokes that no one laughs at is almost like a reoccurring nightmare that for most people. So you have to have something in you to keep going, to keep doing that. And you've mentioned that you're very hardworking, but like in every one of those stories that you've told, girlfriends, being rich and comedy, etc., you've continued to keep on going. And I think, like most things, even with your LinkedIn, there's something in you that says, I'm going to keep going. Is there a point where you say, no, this doesn't work for me? Have you tried other things, excuse me, and they've not worked
Oh,
out,
yeah.
or you just keep going? How does it work for you?
Okay, let me tell you the secret. The best comedy is not written. It is rewritten, 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 100 times, 1,000 times until you get it, until you definitely feel it. And yes, trust me, the process itself is enjoyable. Because I came from someone who get bullied a lot. People said that, Eleos, you are fat. Eleos, you are stupid. And I turned it around. When people was bullying me when I was fat in elementary, I become very fit myself. I'm being muscular in university. And yes, even though I'm now fat back again, but people now see me not a fat person. They see that, oh, Elias is the cute version of him. Yes, chubby and chubby cheek and chubby stomach. And also, people are teasing me. They say that, Elias, can you teach me comedy? I said to them, I don't want to teach you. I don't want. Just give me your script and I read it and I will know either you can get funny or not. But my method is not teaching. My method is collaborating. Basically, in comedy, we have like comedy buddy. And wow, we have Muhammad Irfan Yosaf Qureshi NCPS here. He is the national champion of Pakistan in tall tale humor. Wow, congratulations. Basically, is like the highest in nation. Congratulations.
Okay.
And yes, hopefully we can connect after this. Now, Muhammad Irfan. And yes, after I see the script, I don't want to say judge, but I can help the people. Because, like I said, it is about how you written it, you rewrite it, and the most important part is how you deliver it. And most of my jokes, it is not working to other people. And if you're asking me why, because if my joke, for example, delivered by Colin, it is not, well, not as funny as I am. So basically, my joke is authentic. Colin can tell my story, but Colin cannot get the same laughter or the same reaction from my audience because it is very authentic. And that's how I would like to tell you. This is not about teaching people, but how collaborate each other. So you will get better by doing that. By getting the response from the other, the feedback itself, and get the comedy or the material become your authentic materials. People will never imagine someone else deliver comedy about it from you. And that's how we become authentic, how we become different. And that's, yes. Thank you, Muhammad Irfan. Thank you. I will give my time for a virtual interview later on. And yes, Colin is such a wonderful guy here that I collaborate. We talk a lot about comedy, the journey itself, and yes, here we go. We
It's
enjoy
good.
it, right? Our talk is
It's
very
yeah,
good right now.
it's good that you've got this connection. You can help out. I think there's so much in what you're saying. I know there's humor around all of that, but that authentic side, I think that comes across in everything that you do, that authentic, and I think people can feel that, right? Like I don't know if it's the energy that comes off when you're authentic, or the fact that you can connect with a certain emotions or certain memories. It's quite something, isn't it? It's not. Yeah, and I think it's very hard sometimes to be your authentic self. There's a lot of I don't know how it works for you, Elios, but in my head, there's a lot of filters before I'm actually out there in public that I go, okay, I can't be this way because people will judge me, or etc. etc. So even though I know I can be authentic, there is this concern, this worry about actually being authentic outside. So, but you seem to embrace that all of the time, and you've just learned that, or you've always been that way since you were young.
Yeah, I told you before, right? I was getting bullied every single time during my study as a student. Even though in work time now, people love to bully me. And that's I turned it into comedy. I turned the tragedy of me getting bullied not to bully others, but to turn the comedy side of me. I accept it. I don't deny it. I embrace it. And people can feel it. So from them who bully me as stupid that time, they see that Elias is smart. Elias is very smart. And he pretends to be fool. And now people know I'm not the foolest guy in the room. I'm the smartest guy in the room, just pretending to be a fool, just to fit their ego, that they enjoy it.
That's that's quite powerful. Did the bullying stop because of that? Did they stop then with the bullying?
Actually, don't. At first, I tried to ask them to stop bullying me, and they are keep on bullying me. So the problem here is not to ask them to stop. And I asked them, why? Why you bully me? Why not others? There are other people there that you can bully, not me. And they said that, oh, Elias, you are such a remarkable person. We are a very envy of you. Yes, I was the smartest guy in my classroom. I was the most handsome guy in my classroom. And I was the richest guy in my classroom. And I think you know the ratio of the girls in my classroom back then is one man for five female. And yes, the ratio goes to me. So all the females in the classroom, for example, 30 students, it is like six men and 24 girls. Yes, we
Wow.
cannot have all, but at least I have 20, and they just
Mhm.
divide and conquer the four remains. And I don't know, but the girls love me, and that's how I turned it into
Wow.
comedy. And it is unexpected, right? People say, "Oh, Elias, you said that you cannot get a girlfriend." Hey, hey, hey! It is not because I get rejected, because I was. Oh, who should I pick on? I was at the time like I can date one girl one day. So one day with this girl, Tuesday with this girl, and until Sunday I have happened to have this kind of different girls in my I think I youngest age. And it is young and wild, right? Of course. We are just dating. We were just dating. It is not a serious business. We were having fun.
And was your humor always about yourself? We say self-deprecating humor. Was it about yourself, like a deflection thing, or did you make humor about other things that you saw?
Ah, congratulations. That's good. People say that comedian is a very good observer, or yes, they love to observe things in their environment. So I tried a lot of theories of comedy, and I feel like the most the safest joke is the self-deprecating. I can deliver a very offensive jokes because I have a lot of techniques, and people are get offended, of course. They said, Ilios, you are the worst. You are very sarcastic. Come on, tone it down, man. I said, remember, it is just a comedy show. Don't get offended. You are here to get laugh, not to get offended. And if you don't get offended, it's your fault. And you get, and I still get the money. Why should I get angry? And just kidding. Actually, I apologized to them and I said that, yes, I'm sorry if I offended you. I think you get into the wrong room. Yes, I don't want to insult you, but yes, I think you don't deserve to in this room. Yes, people say that, Ilias, how can you become so honest and frank to the people and say to your audience? I say that I don't force you to buy my tickets or come to my show. And if you come to get offended, well, it's your own responsible. It's not my responsible. You're coming into a comedy show and you get offended. Oh, come on. Be an adult. Let's finish this outside of the show and just talk which part that you don't like. And I love some feedback. Maybe you can give me some enlightenment. Which part that can make you get offended more. Just kidding.
Yeah, it's I think that's yeah. A lot of people go into comedy shows and they don't they get offended. But to be honest, I think if you're not offended, then maybe the comedian's not doing the right job. They're not pushing the jokes far enough. I think comedy is a very smart skill, and you want to. I think it's a lot about honesty. The things that make me laugh the most are when the story is so true, so close to reality, and it's oftentimes the thing that we're thinking in our heads, but we're not actually saying out loud. But someone on stage is actually saying that, and you're like, oh, and it's so close, and you go, oh, I'm offended. But yeah, yeah, it should be about pushing, because if it's not, then it's for me, the humor, you've left a lot of humor out of it. And I think if you can keep pushing it, and sort of not it's not about antagonizing the audience, but just getting really to the truth, because there's a lot of beauty in the truth. I know people will see it the other way, but I think that beauty can be humorous. And if you look at it, and you know and just realize it's a comedy show, it's not about being offended. So yeah, I think that's great. um, let's just switch, because we've talked previously. You actually host your own comedy show, and you do this online. And when you explain this to me, this isn't just in your home country. This is across the world. I think you talked about Canada, the US, and you were doing it online. And when you told me that, it kind of freaked me out, because that's just comedy on a whole new level. The fact that you're talking different languages, different cultures have different, they view things differently, how things are funny. And so your audience is going to be global, and all of those cultures and everything. That's the the concept of that just blows my mind. But what was the what was the reason for you doing it? What were the challenges on doing it? And especially online, that's like a mega online Zoom call, and looking for feedback, because you talked about, when you're in a comedy show, you get that immediate feedback. But even, using technology, there is a slight delay, and that can be very hard to read and to understand the room, because I would imagine you feel the energy from a room, like with the laughs. When you switch that online, that really changes. So that's my interpretation. But yeah, just give us the backstory, how it went, what's the challenges, what did you learn from it, and are you going to keep on doing it?
Okay, so basically, like what we are going to do right now, I will demonstrate it like this. Eleos, you are muted. Oh, oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm muted, but I have talked like around 2 minutes. Oh, no worry, no wonder people are not laughing at all. Oh, okay, I get it. I didn't land the first line. I lined the microphone off button line. And yes, and that's how, like, another one is like this. Oh, Elias, you are missing. Come on, you're not showing your camera. Where are you now? Oh, oh, I'm sorry. I was just in the toilet. Hopefully, you don't see my teeth there, or I forgot to flush my teeth there. Blip, and that's how we can play around with the situation. And somehow we some people like on the background. Yeah, I think you know about it. Some background, like the wife is doing something else in the background, or something can happen. The children something, and you can just play around with that, or just play around with the act there. And that's how we can play around with the comedy in virtual show.
So it's quite spontaneous. That's so you get
Yeah.
the the idea of doing that in my own head makes me want to sweat. I would absolutely really struggle with that. But I think you've got to think on your feet, be spontaneous, but I guess go with the energy, go with the things that go wrong. How many people actually watched it? Do you know your comedy? So you've done multiple of these, or you've just done it once?
I have done this, I think, for 5 years already. Our best number in audience, I think, around 100 people in one Zoom, and we are regularly at least 10 people outside of the comedian. So we we either it is small or big, it is doesn't matter. The matter itself, but people are enjoying themselves to deliver the jokes. If you see the number only, you won't feel that you are improving. And my purpose there is to help people to improve their comedy, to accept their life and not deny themselves anymore, to embrace their life, their tragic moment. And that's how we can appreciate comedy and we can be gratitude always. Because you still have time to laugh at yourself. This is the most precious moment in your life. And yes, I'm very blessed to entertain people all around the world in 30 countries. That's not a simple achievement, I think. I jump from comedy show in Zoom like this, like 1 a.m. in my time, and then like now in my time it is around 11. So I can get like 10 comedy show in one day, and I enjoy it actually. I go to Japan, I go to Vietnam, to Bangkok, and yes, to another country. So blessed to hear their jokes, their local jokes, and yes, to meet new people, to know about their cultures and how they interpreted comedy itself. It is so wonderful. Comedy is like universal language for me.
Yeah.
If you cannot
When
make people laugh, I think you cannot communicate with people. That's my motto.
Yes. When you went to these different countries, did you actually perform comedy yourself, or you were just there to observe other people's comedy and other stand-ups?
Okay, I will tell you that the level of comedian. For the first timers, we call it open micer. Open micer is for the newbie or for the beginners. They will speak or perform around 3 to 5 minutes, and then we call it openers. Opener is like they have tried open mics before, and they want to open the headliner for the show. Headliner is like the spotlight of the show. They will get the chance to at least 7 to 10 minutes, and the headliner is like the star of the show. We can have one or two or more, and at least 15 minutes to 30, and at best it will be like 1 hour. So we will have like solid 1 hour show.
Wow.
And
That's
yes, I think that's the level of the comedian itself. If I
yeah.
get the chance to deliver, I have started from the open micer, from beginner, and people started to notice me, and I become the opener, and I also become the headliner also. I'm feeling blessed. I enjoyed the journey.
So how long does it typically take from the start, from being the open micer? So do you have to, like, would you say you need to do at least 30 shows, 60 shows, or is it a duration? Is it different for different people? How do you see it progressing?
Ah, I will tell you the secret then. Have your own comedy show. You will get have the headliner yourself sooner
Mm.
than ever.
Yeah, I'm
And
headlining
that's
my
the
own
secret,
show.
actually. Yeah, I'm headlining my own show. Come on. Who doesn't like me? Who doesn't want me? I'm here. People are here for me.
And do you, when you do your shows, do you do you accommodate for the different audiences? So, like I said, you went to these different locations and different cultures, etc. Do you change your jokes for your audience, or do you just say, right, I've got my set of jokes, I'm going to say them if they land or they resonate with people, fine. But because you mentioned a number of different cultures, that's to have a comedy routine that works with all those cultures could be like, and that you can change it is quite a lot of jokes, right? So how does it work for you?
Colin, you hit the right button, the right question for me, because I got recognized of people being more Indian than Indian. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I'm not mocking Indian people. I have a lot of Indian friends, but they say that Elios, you say the precise words of Indian, and you are more Indian than Indian, and they thought that I am Indian born.
Wow.
The what we call it, the gesture, the facial expression, the word, all of them perfect. And then they said, "How come you become Indian? Are you married an Indian wife? Do you have an Indian wife?" I said, "No, no, no. I'm an observer. I observe my friends and I run from them." So basically, I have my own set in my language. Yeah, my comedy set is mostly in English, so it's okay for me. I'm not doing in my bahasa Indonesia, my own language. No, I'm because people get offended quickly in my bahasa. My bahasa is very terrible. I'm better speaking in English. People will not get offended by me. And then some of the words, like the terms, I just switch it into the culture, like the food or the color or like the relationship between father and son and mother or something like that. So yes, Ilios, the truly Indian.
That's
Namaste.
That's that's quite amazing because you're obviously, like you said, you're extroverted. So a lot of people associate extroverted people with just always talking. But as you've just described, you're observing all of the time. You're looking at the way people stand, the language, the words, the relationships. That's so. um, so you're not always talking. Is it? Do you do that in everything, in every interaction? Are you always looking and observing how people are? Is that automatic, or you think? Does your mind think, oh, I could use this as comedy? How does the process work in your mind?
Okay, let me tell you something, Colin. When I started my journey as podcaster, I listen like top 10 until top 100 podcasts in my country. It is global and also in Indonesia. And I learned the beauty of listening. I was someone who never want to listen to people. That's why I'm never enjoying talking like this with you or with another. I always enjoying you as audience, and I tell you directly 1 hour without you interrupting me at all. And that was me back then. And when I listen about podcasting and I enjoying more, and I turn, oh, I see. This is the enlightenment moment for me, aha moment for me. Oh, I should listen because when I listen, I observe, I analyze, I learn more. And I think you know the quote about if you speak, you are just repeating what you have known. But if you listen, you learn something new. And that's my life motto. I am speak less, listen more. Because I have one mouth and 2 ears. I need to
Right.
listen more.
I
And
think
yes, that's what happened to my journey.
I think that's actually a very powerful moment. So I do a lot of these lives and a lot of leadership and people in corporates, etc. And one of the things that often comes across is that people don't listen enough. in companies, especially people in maybe leadership positions, because people are explaining what's going on. But if you don't listen, then nothing will change. So yeah, it's so clever how we're talking about comedy, we're talking about your journey, etc. However, how that translates into different things in life, be it our personal life, you want to listen to your girlfriend or wife or whatever she's saying, rather than just talking, how that can benefit you and in work as well. So I think that's an amazing thing. It's great that you found that switch, like you said, from talking to listening. I think that's amazing. So yeah, it's and
And
obviously your comedy
and I
comes at
tell
a
you the
point.
secret. And tell you the secret, Colin. At that time, when I talk, people can listen me at max 12 hours. Yes, they can listen to me directly 12 hours back to back from morning to night. Yes, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. They can listen to me. And I speak like that. I have a lot of energy. People are, come on, Ilya, stop, stop, stop. No, I don't stop. I keep on talking. And yes, I keep on engaging people. And I think that's the talent, right? To keep on talking for 12 hours,
Yeah,
for 2 days, for
yeah.
Saturday and Sunday. And do you know what? After that, I switch and I listen more. And I can prolong this conversation, I think, one day.
Wow.
And I just
So
keep on asking questions.
what happened? You the switch was basically you ran out of things, or you spoke for 2 days and I need a break, so you started listening. Was that how it worked?
No, 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 no. Like I was told to you, I was very arrogant person. I don't want to listen people. I want to speak, speak, speak. I think I speak 10 times and listen one or even half of it. But when I turn into the listen, I think I go to the like listener mode. I enjoy listening better because yes, I get connected to people faster and I get the trust better by doing that. The the moment of truth is there. It is not because I get tired of speaking like what I said to you. I'm never getting tired at speaking at all, but I always get tired to listening, even for 1 minute. Ah, come on, boring. Yes, that was me. I didn't want to listen to people. And I jump into Toastmasters. I learn about getting feedback. And that's how I switch into listening. Oh, this is how leaders lead people by listening more. Oh, this is how good speaker improve themselves by getting feedback, by listening to the other speaker, the other evaluator. And yes, for those people or the member that give you feedback. If I keep on speaking for one day, they learn more from me, yes, but after that they won't come back to me. They just Elias will keep on doing that. Elias will keep on speaking and we won't get chance to speak. And yes, let's ignore him. And basically that's how I start my podcast, right? I keep on talking, talking and talking. And that time I spoke around 6 hours a day to record at least 6 episodes one day. I completed my 7 season and 150 episodes in 6 months, and I recorded for 1 year. So that's how I produce, I publish, and I ended my podcast journey that time.
That's
The
amazing.
journey from
I'm
a speaker to listen.
That's I'm very conscious of the time, so I do these for an hour, and I appreciate your time. But I think that's such a beautiful way to sort of tie things up, because I think, like you said, podcasting, like single podcasting, to do what you've done and talk is a very unique skill. I've never come across anyone that can talk for that long and just be able to provide that much information over that short period of time. So that is amazing. But it's great that we have all these different formats of media and sharing information. So like you say, Toastmasters and everything, you maybe pay attention, whereas podcast is more educational. You can just talk. So it's great that you can switch between all of those formats and use that, and know yourself and be able to express it in those different formats, and that connects people, and it's all overlaid with humor. I think that's very, very impressive. And like you said, you're a very smart person. That's clear. You've observed, you've changed, you've tweaked, you're enjoying yourself, and it's a lot of fun. So yeah, it's I've learned a hell of a lot from this conversation, Eleos. I really, really appreciate it. It's been very enlightening, and I know you've given me some secrets. So yeah, thank you very much for sharing all of that. I do really, really appreciate it.
So yes, and that's the art of showing up. Keep on showing until nobody is listening to you
Yeah.
or watching you. But at least we have some watcher here, someone who is
Yeah.
listening to us
So
and
I just
watching us.
I wanted to acknowledge everyone that's put their comments, and I know not everyone puts a comment, but thank you for audience participation. I think Elias, you've now got a connection, and yeah, there'll be some work for you to do. So, but yeah, for today, where is I mean, if people want to reach out to you, obviously I found you through LinkedIn. Where is the best place to find you, Elias?
The best place to find me is on ChatGPT and on Google. Type my name, Eleos Theofilus Gandawidjaja, and here they are. I'm there all around the world, all around the
Okay.
social media platform.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, because you're on all platforms by the sounds of it. So yeah, fantastic. Okay, well, thank you very much.
Yes,
I'll
you will
repost
find me
this.
everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. But I really appreciate you. I know it's late where you are. I appreciate you showing up for me and supporting, and thank you for sharing your knowledge. It's been great. Thank you to the audience for participating as well. For today, maybe there's a round two. Maybe there'll be questions from the audience, and maybe we do a round two at some point as well. Okay,
Yes, maybe some
fantastic.
audience engagement. People can talk, can ask some question. Feel free. I think we can have at least 15 minutes to accommodate our audience.
I can't do it now.
Or yes,
But yeah, people can link to us, and then yeah, and then maybe we'll do a round two for questions for you in the future.
okay, it's also
Fantastic. All right, thanks, Elios. Thank you, everyone, for watching and your participation. Yeah, for today, thank you very much, Elios, and we'll stay in contact.
sure, enjoyable. Thank you, Colin.
Thank you very much.
And yes,
Thanks.
last word from